Hi guys, it's Crystal. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to make another t-shirt. I've been wanting to make this one for a little while now. I talked about making some t-shirts that I'm going to start wearing on my channel so you guys can see how they wear throughout the time. So we're going to do another Etsy one. So let me bring you over to Etsy. So over here on Etsy, I purchased this one right here. It says heifer please with the cow with a bandana. A lot of people have been doing this. I'm going to change the heifer and the please to black and then have the bandana as the red. And this was $1.50. Once again, it's not going to show the price because I already purchased it. And so I'm going to walk you through the steps again of what to do. So what you're going to do once you purchase it, you can either go to view receipt or you can just come down from your page here and then go to purchases and reviews. And then right here, you can see where it says download file. So you would click that and you're going to hit download. It should jump right up here if you have a Mac. You would come up here and then you would click on that. Now this one is going to open, so that's what this is another good one because it's going to seem a little bit confusing because it's going to open up an internet page, but it did download on your computer. So once you do that, what you're going to do is come to Cricut Design Space. You're going to go to Upload. You're going to click on Upload an Image and then Browse and go to your Recents where it says Recent and then it should say Heifer Please SVG. So you're going to double click on that one and it's going to look just like this. And it already says heifer please. You can rename it whatever you want to. Then you're going to hit save. Alright, so then what you're going to do is click on it here and insert image. So now that's loading. It came in really huge, so we're going to change the size on it in just a second. Alright, so now before I can even find this, what I'm going to do is change my size. So I just come over to height and change it to 10 inches just so we can get it down to size so we can find it. So then I start scrolling over till I can kind of see it pop up. So here it is. And what I like to do is just drag it back up here so I'm not having to search all over the place and start bringing it back up to the top. So I'm just bringing this back up to the top of the page. There we go. All right. So now I can bring it down over here so I can see it, and I can come down here and bring it out to about 75%. So I can see that really good. Now let's come back over to Etsy so I can tell you who I purchased that from. Let me click on it really quick. This is Cuttin' Crazy. So the seller on this is Cuttin' Crazy, C-U-T-T-I-N Crazy, K-R-A-Z-Y. It's all one word. So that's who I purchased. Like I said, $1.50. So this definitely is a different one. So we're going to come back to Cricut Design Space. Now, this is what we're going to do next. So it's all together. We're going to hit Ungroup. So before I hit ungroup and start working on this, I want to make sure I have it to the correct size. So I'll drop you back down. And then this is what I do. I take my little ruler here. Now this one right here, I'll have all this stuff linked down below. This is an Olipa. Let me bring this off because this does not come with this. I've had questions. This is a separate piece. So this is a Olipa lip edge ruler. I love this for making shirts as well. I use it for my quilting, my sewing, all this kind of stuff. But I usually use my brown wooden one, but I couldn't find it this morning. But I use this one as well. So what I do is, now this is the Gypsy Gripper, and you can also get this on Amazon. And then you just push down and pop this. Now another thing is they sell these, because these are about 20 bucks I believe. They do sell these at Harbor Freight. They're just going to be gray, and they're $6 at Harbor Freight. So what I do is I kind of figure out, so you want to come down at least, 2 inches. So I'll come down my 2 inches here and then figure out where I want my sizing. And let me flip this around so we have the right side. So say I'm down 2 inches and I want mine probably be, I think I did it, let me go back to the other one because I have one prepared. I think I did mine, I already split it apart. I think I did it where it was like 10.5 is what I'm doing, because I want to cover quite a bit of space here. So it's either 10.5 or 11.5. I think it's 10.5. So then let's pop back over here. So what I would do next is come to height, and I'm going to do 10.5. And then that's going to give us 7 point. And I may have done 11. Let me change it to 11. Or 11.5. Okay, it was 11.5 is what I did. So I'll bring you back down here. So 11.5 is going to land us right about in here. And then it's going to be 8.25. So I'll turn my ruler and look at it here. So it's going to be about right here. So it's going to be from here to here and then from, here to here. So I'm pretty happy with that. So that's how I do that. So let me go back. All right, so next step, because it's grouped together. So what I'm going to do is hit ungroup. Now when I ungroup it, these two are going to stay together. And what I want to do with these is because I want to change these black. Now if you wanted to leave these red, you could leave it like this, but it's also going to cut on the mat like this and waste the space, which you could separate 2 pieces of scrap red or black if you wanted to, red, whichever way you do this. But I like to go ahead and ungroup mine, so that way they're going to cut like this. So I'm going to change those to black right away. Just get that done because I'm doing mine in black. And then this is going to be red. Now the red piece, so now this piece is grouped. So we're going to hit ungroup again. All right, my red piece, I'm going to move it out of the way. That's going to be a whole piece. And then now the black pieces. So you got 2 teensy tiny black pieces here, and then all these black pieces are separate. So if you look, they're separate. So we need to group all of those together. So what I did was start clicking. So I start up here with these tiny pieces, and I'm going to hold down my shift and just grab them all. So I'll go into my next pieces here, just like that. Click on these pieces, this one, and this one. Now the way to check to make sure they're all attached, I just kind of move it a little bit, and if it is, I come down here and hit attach. If it wasn't, I would have hit undo and go back. So it's going to turn it white. I'll just come up here, click on any white piece, and change it back to black. Now what I'm going to do is for the white pieces, because they would be separate, I'm going to select all of those pieces. Oh, let me make sure, hold on. I want to make sure I move my black down because you see those tiny little black pieces. We don't want those in there. So now I'm going to select all these white pieces and hit attach, just like that, just so they cut together. Now this file is completely ready. Now I'm going to come back over here just to make sure it's the way that I want it with the sizing. The next step we're going to do is go to make it. All right, I'm going to get my machine on and plug it in. So this is going to be my white piece here, and then I'm going to go ahead and hit mirror because this is iron-on HTV. The next piece, this is how all these pieces are going to cut here, and let's see, I may try to move these around, like move these pieces where they cut on the side. I may just leave it alone, just like that, to make sure it's not going to cut. All right, so this is how that's going to cut. We're going to hit mirror as well, and then on the red piece, that's how that one's going to be. So I'm going to hit mirror as well. All right, so for the next one, we're going to hit continue. We're going to go to iron-on, and it's all ready. So we're going to put in that correct blade. So I'm going to bring you guys back down here really quick. Just get the machine forward. All right, here we go. So I've talked to you guys about how I have different housing. So this one's for paper, and I use the gold housing for all my vinyl. So but I did want to talk to you about something. The other day when Cricut was having their sales, I ordered their most expensive blades, and it was a 10-pack. I think they're originally $100. And with this sale, because it was like that pick your own sale, and it was already on sale for $49 and plus 30% off if you spent like $49 or whatever it was. And so I ordered these. These are the gold ones. I believe they're like the premium, or I just can't, carbon, I can't even think of what they're called, but they're the most expensive ones. So I ended up getting these for like $20. And what I had ordered was these. So we're going to replace that. And I will say I've been using it on my paper, and it is amazing. So I had ordered another knife blade because this one came with the blades. I told you how cheap that was the other day. It was like $9. I ordered that. Then I ordered the scoring wheel, which I'm going to do a video on very soon. I ordered this, which, you know, this is like $39. This, like I said, was originally $100. And then I did order the heavy chipboard we're going to be doing a video on. So all of these things together, it was like $40-something and free shipping. So I got a really good deal on this because, like I said, these alone are like originally $100. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to replace your blade really quick while I'm here. I thought we would do it together. So like I said, so all you're going to do here is I'm going to push this out, carefully grab my blade and pull that out. Now I'm going to pop this one in. I'm going to pull the plastic piece off, push this in again, and just pop it all the way in there. And you can, there's a magnet that just kind of grabs it. So now it's in there. So this is just how you do it, and you just would carefully pull it back out. And like I said, there's a magnet that just kind of grabs it. So there we go. So I've changed that. So I really highly recommend those blades. They are really, really good. So, and then my other blade here, I'm going to pop it in here just, you can see that I had already had a good blade in there, the premium one, because I think that's what comes in the gold. So this was already a gold one. It's about time to replace it because I cut a lot of vinyl. And then the silver one had came in my paper one, and I switched it out for a gold. So I'm just putting them here just so I have them as extras because I don't think they're trash just yet. So, oh, and let me show you. I just put the plastic piece back on this one like that. All right. So I'm gonna zoom this back out. So this is how I have my drawer organized. So I have these pieces in here, and I put the round plastic piece towards the back, and that's how it shuts perfectly. So whenever I put my scoring wheel, it'll go in there in the same place, and I just keep all my extra pieces here, and I'll put my blades in here. So that's how I keep mine. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut this down with a paper trimmer like I've done before, and I need, so this is just a scrap piece, you can see that here. So I just need a 3 1/4 by about 4 1/4. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and trim this down to about 3 1/4. So just like that, just to make sure there's enough room. And we're gonna go ahead and get this down on the mat. Like I said before, I've been loving using my green mat for my vinyl because it just holds it in place really well. So I'm gonna pop that down just like that. And I've got it upside down, and we're gonna load it. All right, we're gonna hit go. All right, so I'm gonna move this out of the way, and now we're gonna go ahead and weed everything out. So I've already got the white dots. What I had accidentally done was cut this out in the white. It just skipped for some reason. What I did was I just trimmed around it with my scissors because, you know, you would have these pieces weeded out anyways, and saved it. So that's what I did. So now what I'm gonna do is just weed this out of here. All right, so we've got all our pieces. Let's go ahead and bring in our heating mat here. So we're gonna use that same 12 by 12 mat. And I'm gonna go ahead and get my t-shirt. Now these ones right here are the Gildan. I noticed this the other day and thought I would mention it because I get the question a lot about washing. The ones that are Gildan that are the 50-50, so it's are actually it's 90% cotton and 10% polyester. This is Gildan Brown. I get these at Michael's on these ones. They are pre-shrunk, so you don't have to wash them to get that, to get them to make sure they're not going to shrink. So these are already pre-shrunk. So you might look into your shirts when you're buying them to see if they say that they're pre-shrunk. All right, so I'm just going to make sure that this is even. All right. And now I'm going to kind of figure out where I'm going to kind of lay it. I think it's pretty even on here. And what I'm going to do, since I get this all the time, is I'm going to go ahead and pre-press it just to make sure we pull out any moisture and just make sure it's straight. Like I said, I don't really do this, but I'm trying to be mindful of you guys that maybe are in really humid areas and like the ones that own a heat press, because I know they do that. But I've just kind of found it not to really do any difference for me. But I'm trying to be mindful of you guys. All right, just like that. So like this here. All right, so now I need the heifer to be 2 inches from the top and then even those up really quick. So I'll kind of 2 inches, maybe down just a little bit more, something like that. And I'll measure from the H to the, there we go, we got 5 and 5, looks good. So that's straight. So the next piece that needs to come in is the cow, which she also has her hat. So I'm gonna do the red piece first with that. So I just need to trim down, I'm gonna trim down some of this plastic here. And I'll probably get down my cow and then come back and get down her bandana, but I need to make sure where it's gonna sit. So I'm just going to make sure these points kind of, you know, line up here. And then we're gonna put the hat just to make sure we get it all where it goes. So something about like that. To my image here, and I think that looks pretty good. So I could actually probably bring my cow and that up just a little bit, and then the please is going to come right down here like this. Let me scoot you guys back up, maybe zoom y'all back out a little bit. There we go. All right, so the please is going to come under here, so we're just going to make sure it's lined up. And one way to do that is I can just get my ruler on here like this and just make sure that everything's lined up, and I think that looks good. So once again, I'm gonna hold it up to me so I can make sure it looks good. And what I think I'm gonna do, I feel like she's crooked just a little bit, so I'm gonna kind of turn her just a little bit like that. So I think that looks good. And I'll have my please come up just a little bit more. All right, so that looks good. So what I'm gonna do at this point is I'm gonna take away the bandana, just the bandana, and we're gonna get all of these pieces down. So I'm gonna go ahead and scoot this up. And I may have to do sections at a time. I'll actually bring in, yeah, because I wouldn't be able to do it anyway. Make sure no plastics under each other from where those tore. The lighting on this looks terrible, but it's okay. So what I'm gonna do is bring it down because I'll have to do it 2 sections at a time. Which actually I could do this part and then that part, so that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna do this area right here first. So 305 for 30 seconds. All right, move that out of the way. Peel this off. This is a hot peel, so you want to peel it right away. All right, and then I'm going to go ahead and get her bandana on here. All right. And now what I'm going to do is go ahead and get my iron down on this part. And this one here, since I have to go over it again, I'm just going to go about 10 seconds, 10-15 seconds. All right, we're going to do 10 seconds. And we're going to peel this off. Now you can see where my iron made a line here. I'm going to peel this off. Now it's not stuck on there really good because we got to do it again. But one way to fix that too, if you don't want that to happen, is by putting your sheet. So I'm going to go and line these dots up really quick. All right, so that looks pretty good. So this will be the last piece. So I'm going to go ahead and cover this up and go over it again for 30 seconds. All right, so we're going to remove this. Now you can see where I had that line. It just smoothed it right out. So I'm going to go ahead and peel off this piece of plastic, just like that. There you have it. So I'm going to zoom y'all in so y'all can see that a little bit better, and I'll move this out of the way. Make sure y'all can see that. Let me zoom y'all in so y'all can see that a little bit better. There it is. So you can see how whenever I put that on there, it just smoothed that out. So if you ever get a line on there like that, just put your Teflon sheet to cover that whole piece, and this Teflon sheet's going to smooth that out for you. So that's a good trick. So there it is. Super cute. So, and like I said, this color is not showing in good. Let me zoom out and see if it won't. Maybe if I put a piece of white in the screen. Nope, it's not going to show you guys the exact color, but here it is. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope you found it helpful. If you did, please hit the like button down below and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.